Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Scorpio is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Oh, we start with a Queen of Swords. Interesting. Okay. We'll put that into some context. We'll see how this might manifest. Now, this could be another person in your life. It could be, yeah, just as I thought. This could be us trying to get a different perspective on things. Now, we've got this kind of heavy energy right here, right? This really kind of swampy, dark, shadowy kind of world, but we've got this sun. It's almost as if we're trying to rise up and take the point of view of the sun, right? And just kind of, you know what they say about the sun kind of burns off all the clouds, right? But let's see. Oh, we've got some good, stable energy coming our way on the path of the serpent. This looks good. Let's do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to select from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And this is one card that we are just going to select randomly. We're not going to look at it until the very end. We'll put it right here, put the alien on top. And hopefully that card will, tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. Okay. So let's look at this stuff. Let's see, fire. We don't have any fire. Closest thing we have to fire is the sun. So, I guess when it's this hot outside, we don't really need a campfire. Okay, so I think this is doing the duty of the fire. As far as water goes, we do have some water. We have an 8, and then we have that shifting over to a 4. So that's kind of a good. This is a good reduction of this water energy. So we got some water. We do have some air, a lot of air. Right, a lot of air here. And some good earth energy. We have this nice kind of trilogy of earth, which is nice, which is stable and strong and productive, and I think very, very powerful. And then we've got, of course, major arcana. This is the only major arcana card that we have, this sun. This is our source. This is the source of all light, life, and love, heat, and warmth. This is, right now we're worshiping that sun, because we see a lot of kind of cold and dark and wet energy down here, and we need to brighten it up. So let's wait for this sun to rise. Let's try to get to this point before we do anything else, right? Don't try to venture off and kind of get lost in this. Don't make any moves. Don't take another step until this sun is high noon and it's warm and it is bright and sunny out and you can see where you're going, right? You got to wait for the sun to come up and kind of burn off those clouds, right? Warm up the ground a little bit, right? Wake the flowers up and that sort of thing before we try to move into the future, okay? Because right now I see we've got a lot of this air and water energy right here. Now we'll start with the, maybe we'll start with the 9 of Swords. Let's get this out of the way, okay? The 9 of Swords to me right now is feeling like we took a major blow to our confidence, right? Because the 9s are usually pretty stable, right? We've got a 9 of Pentacles over here, and this is really good energy. Absolutely no complaints here, right? But for the 9 of Swords, I feel like this was stability, but now it's kind of taken a hit. Something has been attacking our confidence, our self-esteem. Usually it's us. Usually we're doing the attacking, right? We are somehow allowing our confidence and our self-esteem to dwindle, to be injured. I think this was something that happened, some kind of situation, event, an environment, a circumstance. Now it's interesting. And I just saw this in the Libra reading too that I did, where in the recent past, in that case, the recent past was an 8, and then in the environment we also had an 8. But now for you, Scorpio, we see a 9 in the recent past and a 9 in the environment. So it's like we're trying to change the lack of confidence, this really injurious and painful 9 of Swords. We're trying to turn that into a 9 of Pentacles, an environment that is contributing to our growth and our progress, right? That is giving us the confidence that we need to continue growing and, that restores, that's going to help us build our life and gain confidence, not injure our confidence. So I feel like this is an environment that we're getting away from. We're trying to get away from the 9 of Swords environment. Now, what we said about the 9 of Swords was that it's usually us doing the attacking. You can't get away from yourself, right? And that's why I say, don't take another step until we get all of this energy discussed, disclosed. Let's get it all out on the table. Let's wait for that sun to rise, right? Hopefully by the end of this reading, this sun will be at high noon. It will be high above you, and it will be illuminating all of this other energy, and you'll have the clarity that you need. You'll have the inspiration and the warmth. You'll feel ready to go. Okay? That's hopefully that's the goal here. I see that it is your goal. That's why it's at the top of the path of the dove. This is what you aspire to. Health and wealth and stability and confidence, radiance. You want to shine in the center of the universe like this star. You want the freedom and the love and the success that comes with that. That is everything right now. It's the only major arcana card here. That is your spiritual aspiration, but the spiritual, all through the spectrum of existence, right? Spiritual to physical, all the way beyond and around and over and above everything. It is all. It is the totality right now, okay? Because we are beginning to look at things a different way. Now, we're making a little bit of progress. This is an 8 of Cups. We're starting to learn how to see the glass maybe as not being half empty. Maybe we see it as half full. It's not. It's getting better. We're making progress. We're starting to feel better about ourselves. We're starting to move away from this 9 of Swords, but we want an environment that is helping us gain confidence, not necessarily we're just trying to reduce the harm. We're trying to gain health, right? There's a difference there. There is minimizing the injury, and then there's actually restoring health and becoming stronger and growing, right? Kind of two different ways of looking at it. So we are making progress in the sense that we're looking at things as being not as bad as they were, right? We haven't had that sunrise yet. We haven't had that triumph yet, but it's coming. We're slowly getting there. We're making progress, emotionally. So I feel like we're kind of putting a little bit of distance between this 9 of Swords. And I wonder if the 9 of Swords right now is we're just kind of trying to move literally further away from what this disturbance was. Further away in time, further away in space perhaps too. But again, this is kind of us that did this, right? It may have been exacerbated by the environment. It may have been kind of promoted or prompted by the environment that we were in. But this card is still secretly going to be with us no matter what. So that's why, again, I say, don't take another step until the sun rises and you see everything clearly, okay? Because I feel like even if in time and space we're trying to put some distance here and we're saying, yeah, okay, things are getting better. I'm starting to feel better. I'm starting to have a little bit more hope, a little bit more optimism in things. We're moving forward, getting away from this, but secretly, this is always with you. It's just it's just hidden underneath. But look, you can still kind of see it, right? We still know it's there. So it's going to follow us along in every path that we take. Now, what is this all about? Where is the problem? What caused all of this? I don't know. It's a very private thing, very personal thing, obviously. It has to do with this 3 of Swords, right? 3, 9, there's kind of a link there. The 3 is a almost unconscious, almost a repressed history or memory of trauma, of pain, of negative experiences, but it still has this energy. It's almost because it's beneath the surface, right? So this is still active within you. And at times it may kind of bubble up into consciousness, and you may start to think about these issues, this past, this history. It could be a pattern, right? From a 3 to a 3, 6, 9, kind of has this multiplier kind of effect. It is a memory, right? It's an experience that's still living inside of you, though it may not necessarily be on your conscious mind at every moment. But it's still something within us that we're being affected by. Okay. And I think that this is the real hidden force behind it all. Okay. But this is a force. This is almost an entity within us that is creating present pain and discomfort and trauma. Because that's all it knows, because that is what the pattern from history has been, right? It's just repeating. This is a repeater. So it's creating this in the present for us. And this kind of is one of those things too that need to be illuminated by this sun, so that we can see not only is the 9 of Swords always with us, but the reason it's always with us is because behind it is the 3 of Swords. Yeah. So we're striving for this new, fresh perspective. This is what we really need right now, is clarity. We need to kind of get out of all of that water and air, that swamp. I mean, just look at these cards. It just doesn't look all that appealing, right? This doesn't look that great. We don't want to just dwell here. So we're trying to rise up above, right, with this Queen of Swords. This is patience. This is understanding, right? This is acceptance. This is gentleness, kindness. This is being nurturing being kind to yourself, really, right? As we try to see things from a more objective viewpoint, a higher vantage point, we have to be kind to ourselves. We have to accept ourselves as we are right now at this moment. And this, I think, allows us to get closer and closer to this sun card. Now, the sun is your higher self, your true self, the totality of yourself. It includes all of this, because the sun doesn't withhold its light from anything. Just the sun doesn't say, oh, I don't like you over there, so I'm going to not shine my light down there. You know, it doesn't matter if there are clouds. It doesn't matter which way the earth is facing or what side of the planet you're on. The sun is always shining. Anyone who gets near can experience the light. It doesn't hold back because it doesn't like this negative stuff. So the totality of the self includes all of these unconscious, shadowy aspects. This isn't something to reject, and I think that's what we have to learn here with this queen, is the acceptance, right? It's the queen, it's understanding. It's the power, the real power and strength that comes from patience, tolerance, acceptance, love, compassion, right? And this is all directed at ourselves right now. And I think this is getting us a little bit closer to that sunlight, okay? Now, the way forward, what we're really trying to do, we're trying to take all of this knowledge, and perhaps with this, if we can get to this sun energy, the sun contains all of this stuff. If we have this sun behind us, we're using all of this knowledge, good and bad, shadow and light, to see the future. Where it's all knowledge. It's all of this is informing our vision of the future, which is what we see here on the path of the serpent. So the Knight of Pentacles is someone now who's on the threshold, who has all of the knowledge and training, right? Has the sun behind them. Full illumination. They can see now the vision of the future. Nothing is hidden from their gaze, right? Nothing is hidden from their eyes. They can see all of it now because the sun is shining. The sun is shining. So nothing is hidden. This is the card that knows all, can see all. And now that we have this knowledge, now we're on the path of the serpent. But to initiate this path, Two of Swords. I don't know if you can see that. Two of Swords. This is choice. We have to make the conscious choice now to move forward, to continue on this path of, full illumination, totality of ourselves, not rejecting these other parts of us, not thinking that we can leave that Nine of Swords behind, because that's always going to be with you. And so is the Three behind that. We can't leave it behind. We can't think that we left it back there at the truck stop. Really, it's in our back seat. It's not going anywhere. So this full illumination, that we have to make the choice to move forward now and continue with this path of growth, of healing. It's not so much now about just kind of reducing or minimizing the negative, the shadow, but by using the shadow, bringing everyone along with us. The whole family's coming on this path of growth and stability. It's exactly what we have. Physical and emotional stability. Physical progress. An environment now, this is kind of where we're going down here. Let's move them down here. We've made the choice now. Now this choice is something that's also behind us, within us, let's say. And now we're going toward this real confidence, the growth of ourselves as full, realized human beings. Now we're really making progress. The nines are all about progress. In the physical realm, emotional, mental, spiritual progress. The confidence that comes with this. We are building, we are adding to ourselves. We are growing larger and larger and larger in stature. Right? Not in an egoic way, not in an arrogant way. Growing as these spiritual human beings, right? This is a confidence. And with this, we are going to, create whatever life we're after. Right? This is one infinite moment in the larger infinity of your entire life, your whole path. Right? This is one snapshot of energy. So we're making a lot of gains. We're making a lot of progress. This is the visible progress. You're starting to see the effects here in, work environment, home environment, family, relationships, whatever they are. This is the card of the environment. This is confidence and growth in the environment. And now you're looking to improve your circumstances, your environment. Your environment is one now that encourages your growth. your gains, your attainments. And this is really symbiotic. This is really reciprocating. This is good growth. And then, of course, the next two cards are these fours. And the fours are kind of a situation that is settled, stabilized. Right? So this is growth, right? It's a 9, it's an active energy, it's a function, it's continuous, it's a process. So then we have a 4. The 4 is in the position of what we don't want. We don't want to ever stop. We don't want to be in this stable, settled, complacent, right? But we need this. This is safety, security, stability. This is health, this is wealth in every realm of our life. So we don't want this in the sense that we feel like we don't want to ever stop making progress, right? We don't want to ever rest and say, okay, it's done, it's settled. This is the end of it. I think we don't want to be here. It's almost like a shark. If we stop moving, then maybe we're going to end up kind of back in that 9 of swords kind of energy. But this is a good resting place. This is a good milestone. This is a good stable baseline to strive for. So we need this. The position here is what we don't want, but it is what we need. This is the first obstacle. This is the first attainment. This is the first plateau. You know, you don't want it to be the summit of the mountain, and don't worry, it's not. It's not going to be. This is just one little flat, plateau kind of thing, a ledge. It's not the summit, but this is kind of a stable place. You want to build a home here, and then you can continue climbing. But to get here is good. This is stability, real stability. And of course, we see the same thing with the 4 of Cups. And this is now, when we think of the 8 of Cups, where it was, hey, we're starting to see the glass is now being half full. It's like things are improving. Things are not quite as bad as they were, right? We're looking at it differently. If you cut off the part of the glass that's empty, you have a glass that's smaller, but now it's filled to the top, right? It's the same amount of liquid in the glass, but it's a different way of looking at it. It's a different, now it seems like we have this full, rich experience. You know, now we're satisfied, now we're confident, now we feel safe and stable and secure because we have an abundance. We have a full glass. So in some ways, this card is about, kind of reducing your expectations, learning how to be comfortable with what you are, who you are, how you are, right? It's in large part about this sun energy, about accepting what we have right at this moment, exactly who we are. It's not that the 4 is not enough water, but we were looking at this really tall glass, and so we saw that there was so much empty space. You know, but now we feel as if we are perfectly filling the container that we're in, and this is comfortable. This is a stable emotional body. Now again, this isn't the summit. You know, from here, I think we maybe start building or looking for a larger glass to start filling. But this is a important stage. This is an important milestone. And it's a 4 of Cups. It's one of those cards where I say, it's like you're on a boat and you're just kind of anchored. You're not going anywhere. The boat's not sinking. No holes in the boat. But you're not sailing off into an adventure either. So it's just kind of, it's okay. It's not bad, it's not good. It's just right in the middle. This is a good place to be. This is a good milestone. It's a good resting place. So let's get here, build a home, build a camp, right? And then we can continue climbing. So I think this is good. And I think we should look at the mystery card now. We said at the beginning that, by the way, this alien We've settled on a name. It's Simon Mork Ripley, so everyone say hello to Simon Mork Ripley. For the mystery card now, we started out saying that we didn't want to really do anything until we could see from this solar perspective, this cosmic viewpoint now where everything is illumined. Because now that we can see everything, now that we have this vision, now we know that we want to continue making progress. We don't want to stop growing and evolving, but we know that it's okay to reach these milestones and to appreciate these milestones. That we kind of have these as our objectives now. So now I feel like it's time to act. So I want a card with this mystery card. I want this to be a card of action. I want it to be a card of taking that first step. So maybe a 3 of Pentacles, maybe not an 8 of Wands. I think that would be too much of an urgency. Maybe a page or a princess of something, right? The first step. We're just kind of learning. We're doing it. It's starting off kind of slow. Let's see what we have. Yes. Page of Pentacles. This literally is the card of the first step, right? We're just learning now. We're starting to get confident on our feet. Learning how to walk again. Learning how to make progress. We're not running. Right? We're not out here as a prince of wands or something, just flying all over the place. We're starting slow. We're picking up the things around us and we're looking at them. We're aware. We're taking it slow. We're appreciating the journey now. Making slow but steady progress. This is that first step, and it's time to take this first step. We're going to take a step into the extended reading. If you'd like to stick around, just click up here. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, not just for Scorpio, but for every sign. I encourage you to cross-watch. Check your other placements too. Yeah. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.